right, so now let's take a look at our graph here. So it's making 436 torque, 630 horsepower. VTEC obviously made a big difference being on versus being off. Now let's take a look at our data log here. We can take a look at the cam control switch state and just see what that's at. Let's go here to playback and play back our data log real quick and see what we have for data here. Let's go to channels. Let's get rid of all of the channels on here and bring up just engine RPM. And let's trace through here. Now, I did command, if I go in here to my cam switch state, we had it commanding coming on pretty early. I can't look at that because we're in the data log right now. So we should see that this cam control switch state turns on. It should have turned on already. Thought I had it as low as 35. It might be some kind of a condition we didn't set. Let's see where it actually turned on at. Let's make sure it did actually switch over. Right now it actually turned on here. So this would be off. That's low cam. That's our table here. And then as soon as it turns on, now we're on our, we can see a little arrow right here is signifying which table we're on. If we go take a step back here, we can see the little arrow is showing us that it's on table 0. See that little blue arrow? And then if we toggle it here, it's going to signify that we're on table 1 or VE table, second VE table, and that's where it's sourcing its information from. So looking at this, being on VE table 2, we have higher values. It is taking a little bit of fuel out. We might need to back some of our fuel values out. It just probably went a little bit too much in fuel. It's okay, just do our first pull. As we're going up here, we're actually relatively close. It's really not that bad. We can see here 11.2 to 11.2, and we can see here that our short-term fuel trim is taking out here about 1%. So I could probably back this down about 1 or 2%. Let's just go here and do P, and let's just take away 2%. It's pretty close otherwise. Now the duty cycle is very high, 89, 90%. That is way, way too high. These single set of injectors are flowing, we can see here, about 1,400 worth of fuel. Even though they're 2200s, we know with the MTBE, they're making the injectors swell, so that's reducing the potential that we can make for power. We may not actually be able to go any higher than this in boost control. Unfortunately, it might be the highest we can go because of the fuel system limitation. And we could go in and command a leaner target air fuel, which will go in and lean out the mixture, which will give us a little bit more headroom to bump the boost up. We see boost went here at about 22, 23 PSI. Yep, and so we were about approximately 9,000, 22, 23 PSI boost. So that looks like it's the lowest that we can go to in our boost. Let's just verify this in our knock control here. Let's take a look at this of where we went out here. So we didn't get up to go up to this high RPM. We were going up to about 7,000. So let's compare our threshold to our signal and see if we have any kind of spikes between these. That looks pretty good so far. Got high engine speeds. Okay, so I could probably lower this down to something like 59, just bring it down slightly below the maximum of 60. That looks pretty good as far as that goes. I don't think we have too much spark timing. I think our spark timing is pretty much on point. And our cam control state definitely is not following where I programmed, so we're gonna have to look at that here in a second. So our spark timing looks good, our fuel looks pretty good. Let me do this real quick. Let me go in to my target table, and I'm gonna go into my target air fuel and just command a leaner target air fuel. I'm gonna go to 11, let's do 11.6 air fuel. Let's just see if that makes any difference. At high boost here, I'll keep it at approximately 11.4, 11.2, 11.4 is fine. And in between that, we'll do L. I'll just kind of blend this in here. We'll just run a little bit leaner mixture. Now in ethanol, I usually run 11.0 to 11.5 target air fuel on the petrol air fuel scale. Usually about 7.6 to 78 lambda on the lambda scale. These values can be a little bit leaner for the C85 because it has a lot higher knock threshold suppression than normal pump E85. So we can try to lean it out a little bit, see what it does for our fuel, but I think we're gonna probably have to. Thanks for checking out our teaser clip. If you wanna see the rest of this video and more than 500 hours of current EFI training we have to offer, make sure you click right here. If you wanna go and check out more teaser clips from this training course, click here, and you don't wanna miss any of the videos we're gonna be releasing on this channel, so make sure you subscribe and click here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.